Man, what's good, chat? I ain't even late. 1 to 10. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back. Yo, what's good? 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 What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I hath returned once more, yet again. Yo, Lila Ray, Agent, CaseOh, Hey, 2, Brooke, Cora, Just, Rays, Paige, Fizz, AM, Ham, Kid, Bo, FM, Jess, W Subbers, man. Appreciate y'all. Gray hoodie. I repeat, gray hoodie. It is a gray hoodie. Or if we want to be more technical about it, it's a gray robe. Loosey Goosey with the 5. Thank you, Loosey Goosey with the 5. It is a gray hoodie, aka robe, if we're being technical. Chat, do you own any robes? Be honest. Do you own any robes up in here? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Dude, if you don't own a robe, chat, I'm not gonna lie, you can't go wrong. You really can't. It may seem like they're useless, but dude, it's goated. Read my chat with the 5 gifted. Your cam's making it look blue, but it ain't. Gray. 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 Gray hoodie. Hey! Gray hoodie. Navy blue. Bro, it's literally a gray hoodie. I have no reason to lie. It's a gray hoodie. Okay? T-shirt needed. Hey, these things sold out, didn't they? Yo, Ash with the 5. Chad, did these sell out on CaseOhGames.com again? I think they did, bro. Them things gone. Them things gone. Y'all done bought them all up. Chat, y'all done bought them all up, bruh. Yo, Amelia with the 2 gifted. Thank you, Amelia with the 2 gifted. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we're good. Chat, what'd y'all do today, man? Y'all do anything interesting today, chat? Be honest. Did you? Did you do anything interesting today? Or did you just sit in the house and not go outside? I'm doing homework. Homework is still a thing? Oh my goodness. I thought they outlawed that. Did they not outlaw homework? Lord have mercy. I had a snow day. The cyclone in Washington is hitting us hard. There's a cyclone in Washington? What is a cyclone? That sounds crazy. Yo, Aura with the 5 gifted. Thank you. Chat, what is a cyclone? Is that just like a bunch of rain or something? Somebody said ask T-Pain. Yeah, T-Pain would know. I could ask him, yeah. T-Pain would know. Y'all remember that song Cyclone by T-Pain? That song was hard. Dude, people don't give T-Pain enough credit, bruh. He had the whole world in a chokehold for so long. Bro does not get enough credit, bro. He was, dude, oh my goodness. I'm talking about goated. And he gifted me some subs a while back. So we're technically friends. You know what I mean? Technically friends, you know what I mean? Nah, chat. Dude, T-Pain had like so many... Do y'all remember? Dude, he had so many bangers back in the day, bro. It's actually unreal how many bangers bro had. It's like legitimately insane. What is that? Yo, happy birthday, Danny. Chat, tell Danny happy birthday. Happy birthday, Danny. That's Danny with an I. D-A-N-I, not D-A-N-N-Y. It's D-A-N-I. Okay. Let's not get it twisted up in here. Happy birthday, though, Danny. Thank you. Appreciate that. What is this? Happy Hump Day. I wanted to ask if I could be excused from today's stream. I have a calculus final. No, you cannot, but thank you for asking. Owen with the 5 gifted. Thank you. Ruiz with the 5 gifted. Thank you. Thank you for the 500 bits to heaven. Thank you. Can I get some words of inspiration from the Great Pickle for my Constitution test tomorrow? Sure you can. Pay attention. The Pickle's advice doesn't come around very often. So when you do get it, you need to absorb, appreciate, and use the information.
When life gives you cucumbers, make pickles and keep on pickling.
Facts. Let's hit another one.
You are more resilient and capable than you realize.
Facts. Another one.
Your hard work and perseverance will pay off in the long run.
Facts. Another one.
Difficulties in life are intended to make us better, not bitter like a yucky pickle.
Facts! One more. Hey. One more. Last one from the Pickle. Dopamine with the 5.
Life's too short to not be a little briny.
True. Let me ask the soul of the magic conch that I harvested if she appreciates those quotes from the Pickle. Soul of the magic conch, do you appreciate the quotes from the Pickle?
Warning, this conch is not actually all-knowing and cannot guarantee accurate predictions of the future or make good decisions. Side effects of frequent use include nausea and glass nose.
Do you?
Warning, this conch is not actually all-knowing and cannot...
Do you?
Warning, this conch is not...
Do you?
Warning, this conch is...
Do you?
Warning, this conch...
Do you?
Warning, this conch is not actually all-knowing and cannot guarantee accurate predictions
Bro!
or make good decisions. Side effects of frequent use include nausea, glass nose, fever skin, academic explosion, loss of brain cells, urge to tap dance, and ravenous craving for garlic bread.
This is why I harvested her soul right here. This is why I harvested her soul. Ain't that right?
Try asking again.
Okay. Did you appreciate the advice that the Pickle just gave?
Do nothing.
That's not what I asked. It's a yes or no question. Do you appreciate the advice the Pickle just gave out?
I'm pretty sure that's a yes, but don't quote me.
Good enough. Hey, good enough. We'll take what we can get up in here. My left ankle just started hurting so bad. What is going on? Oh my goodness, what's happening? Yo, Mir with the 5. Why did my left ankle just start hurting? Yo, I'm dead. I'm gone. No, it's good now. No, it's good. It's okay. Not that y'all were concerned or anything, chat, but it's okay. Right? Ruiz with a 500 bits. What's up, Case? Would you mind saying happy birthday to my friend? Haha, buddy. I'm not saying that name. Buddy, do you think I was born yesterday? You really thought you was about to get me with this right here. You actually thought that I was a noob enough to believe that. New Nuke's Top 5 video, actually. Bro, you know who we haven't checked in a long time? Dude, we ain't peeped Chillin' Scares in a hot minute. Yo, what up, dog, with the 5? You want to talk about the GOAT, dude. You want to talk about the actual GOAT, bro. Chat, Chillin' Scares dropped anything else? Yo, Lucky's with the 5 gifted. Thank you, Lucky's with the 5. Thank you. Chilling. Dude, Chilling Scares videos be crazy, though. Chilling Scares. What you got on here?
Since 2000,
we watched that one. Oh my goodness. Already see something crazy. Oh, nah. Chat, look at this, bruh. 5 most disturbing diving videos. Oh, no. Oh, no. Do you remember his cave videos?
My energy bill dropped from $150 to $50 by doing this.
This is such a scam, dude. Stop. Shout out Chillin' Scares, though. Goated YouTube channel, not gonna lie. 5 most disturbing diving videos.
For 2019, a 40-year-old Steve...
Don't you just like how matter-of-fact straight into business he is? There's no beating around the bush. As soon as the video starts, he's just already in it. That's why bro goated. As soon as the video starts, he immediately in there. That gum goated, dude. Yo, Lamb with the 5 gifted. Thank you, Lamb. And Meow with the 5 as well. Appreciate you.
In September 2019, 40-year-old Stephen Weber Jr. and his girlfriend Kanisha Antoine went on a vacation to Pemba Island. Stephen had been dating Kanisha for a while by this point and had planned to propose to her during this trip.
Aww.
What neither of them knew, however, was that the
oh no, I know this one. Oh my goodness, I saw this years ago. Oh no. Did y'all ever see this one?
Trip of their lives was about to turn into an irreversible tragedy. The groundwork for this tragedy was laid when the two arrived at the island and checked in to stay at the Mentor Resort just off the coast. It had a nice, uninterrupted view of the ocean, as well as a roof area to relax and enjoy the tropical weather. However, the most important feature of this resort was the underwater room, which offered a 360-degree view of the marine life surrounding the resort. This room served as the whole idea behind how Stephen had planned to propose. He put on swimming goggles and dived down to one of the windows in this room, prompting Kanisha to begin recording. He then unrolled a paper note inside a Ziploc bag and pressed it against the window. It read, "I can't hold my breath long enough to tell you everything I love about you, but everything I love about you, I love more every day." He then flipped the note, and on the other side was a marriage proposal for Kanisha, reading, "Will you please be my wife?"
Oh, it's so cute.
No, this one's sad for real.
What?
Chat, did y'all ever see this?
He'd also showed the wedding ring he'd brought for this occasion before swimming up to hear Kanisha's response. At this point, Kanisha stopped recording and rushed to the surface floor, eager to give her answer. But once she looked outside, instead of a smiling Stephen, she saw nothing. Stephen was nowhere to be seen. Kanisha climbed the roof, hoping he might have been up there. Unfortunately, there were no signs of Stephen anywhere. He had vanished somewhere between showing her the ring and swimming up to the surface. After understanding the full gravity of the situation,
dude, I remember seeing this one years ago. I was like, bro, no way, that's messed up, dude.
She called for help, with several locals rushing to her aid. Unfortunately, it took some time to find Stephen. He was floating in the water, and by that point, it was already too late. Some resort workers tried to revive him with CPR, however, it wasn't effective. Stephen had miscalculated how long he could hold his breath underwater and drowned before he could reach the surface. You can even see his hand shaking as he holds the ring near the end of the video.
Shout out to Brodo. I wouldn't even be able to make it down there on one breath hold. I don't understand how people hold their breath so long. I literally can't. Bro, especially if I'm swimming or something. If I'm swimming, dude, I feel like I can't hold my breath for like 10 seconds. I'll be about to pass out.
His body desperately telling him he needs air now. But in an effort to get his point across and make the moment that much more special, he ignores this, and unfortunately pays the ultimate price.
R.I.P.
Mini Joe is a YouTube channel that occasionally posted travel videos up until 3 years ago. Most of these were typical travel vlogs showcasing the hosts of different expeditions around the world. However, out of the roughly 30 videos they've uploaded, one stands out for just how disturbing it is. This video contains a collection of footage Joe and his friends captured while doing technical dives in the Blue Hole in Dahab, Egypt.
Oh no!
Which is often considered the deadliest diving spot in the world. There are a few conflicting reports on the total number, but most people agree that somewhere between 130 and 200 divers have met their end while trying to reach its depths. That is an average of 8 lives lost per year, and unfortunately, the total is still going up. What's worse is that the remains of many victims are...
Yo, 5,000 bits from Please Read My Bits. Hey, Case, love your streams. I watch them every day. Congrats on winning Gamer of the Year. Today's my 18th birthday. Could you, wish you happy birthday? Yo, happy 18th birthday, Alex. Chat, tell Alex happy 18th birthday, by the way. Happy 18th birthday, Alex. Thank you. W. Alex, for real. Happy 18th birthday, Alex. Thank you. Wait, what? New Schoolboy Runaway game coming in 2026. It's called Schoolboy Outdoors. Yeah, I knew it was called that. I don't know exactly when it's coming out. Dude, by the way, we need an update for I'm done talking about Quarantine Zone, but we do. Like, give us something, man. Just drop the game.
Never recovered, which is exactly what made Mini Joe's video so unsettling. Their dive started off like any other, but as they descended deeper, they came across the tanks, lines, and suits of those who came before and never made it back. Some of the remains were wedged into narrow crevices on the ocean floor, hinting at what might have gone wrong for them. Most were also taken over by the environment, suggesting they might have been down there for years.
What?
Above all, these encounters served as a constant reminder of the true danger of technical diving. Divers often have to carry multiple heavy tanks before they can even begin the descent.
Anonymous with the 5.
Then, once they're in the water, they have to constantly monitor their oxygen levels while also staying aware of their surroundings. Things only become more dangerous the deeper they dive, where even a moment's distraction can quickly turn fatal. However, all of this is true for any dive, regardless of the location. What makes the Dahab Blue Hole even more dangerous is the false sense of security it provides. Blue holes, for those who don't know, are like vertical caves in oceans that go a lot deeper than the surrounding ocean floor. And the one in Dahab, Egypt is an even more extreme version of that. One of the biggest contributors to its deadliness is its depth of about 426 feet, or around 130 meters, which isn't very apparent from the surface. It's also an almost vertical drop to the bottom. This catches many new divers off guard, causing them to miscalculate their gas levels and tragically become
This goober in the chat said, "I'm not scared of the sea." I bet if you were swimming out in the middle of the ocean, you saw a giant squid swim by, you'd be singing a different tune, wouldn't you, bud?
Another name on the memorial near the diving site. One of the most well-known cases of this is 22-year-old Yuri Lipsky, a Russian diving instructor.
Yep, I know that video too.
However, he had no prior experience with the Dahab Blue Hole, resulting in it taking his life. The footage from his recovered diving
Not being scared means you have no survival skills. True!
Struggling to keep his gas levels in check, trying to quickly slow down his descent.
Not being scared ain't a flex. That literally means, yeah, it's literally true. Not being scared ain't a flex. It means you have no survival skills. Like, none.
The buoyancy device to burst, and eventually succumbing to nitrogen poisoning in just 4 minutes after starting his dive. However, the sheer depth is only one part of this blue hole's danger. As Mini Joe's video demonstrated, the other part of its lethality comes from the network of partially collapsed caves littered throughout the area.
Yep.
They promise incredible views and look like prime diving spots at first glance. But in all reality, they are deceptively difficult to navigate through. Narrow passages and jagged rocks are everywhere. A single mistake can leave a technical diver stuck in one of these caverns with no way out until their gas tanks inevitably run out. The terrain also makes recovery extremely difficult, and many families of the fallen often opt to just leave their loved ones down there so as not to endanger even more lives in recovery attempts.
Yep.
Which explains why Joe came across so many diving suits in his video.
Yep. Man, golly, man.
Chevy Silverado, the best from day one.
In July 2016, a diver named Jacob Childs went on a group diving trip off the coast of southeast Queensland, Australia. The boat stopped roughly 35 miles or about 56 kilometers
Yo,
off
that's
the
crazy. I just got hit with an ad on this video. Y'all about to get hit with an ad in 20 seconds.
coast, and Jacob was the second to last person to dive. However, a minute after entering the water, the diving line slipped out of his hand. He thought he could swim back to the boat and start over, but as he got closer, he was shocked to realize the rope had been pulled in. And before he could think of what to do next, a strong current swept the ocean's surface and separated him from the boat. To make matters worse, the captain of the boat also sped off to go fishing while everyone was diving. By the time the other divers got back to the boat and realized Jacob was missing, he was already completely out of their view, leaving him stranded in the middle of the ocean 35 miles from the nearest piece of land. That said, the distance from land was the least of Jacob's worries at that moment. For starters, the water around him was nearly 20 degrees Celsius, which is about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This wasn't nearly cold enough to make him freeze up and pass out immediately, but it was cold enough to slowly sap away his body heat, making him more susceptible to hypothermia and exhaustion with every passing minute. It was also late in the afternoon and the sun was about to go down, meaning it was only going to get worse. After a while, a rescue plane flew above him twice, but it didn't see him. And this was when it was still bright, and the inflatable indicator was visible from quite a distance. He knew that once it got dark, his chances of being rescued would drop to almost zero.
Well, the sun's going down.
How'd the plane not see him? What are you doing, airplane?
Nothing. That's a wrap on old, I guess.
Unfortunately, there was nothing Jacob could do at that moment but wait and continue recording what possibly could be his last message to his family. Identifying the right direction and then swimming for over 35 miles would have been next to impossible.
Facts.
If he had taken it upon himself to try and reach the coast, he would have likely exhausted himself and drowned partway through.
Facts.
He did try to follow a fishing boat he saw in the distance, but quickly realized that he wouldn't be able to get close enough to get its attention, leaving him feeling dejected.
Chad, how did that plane not see that big giant yellow thing right there? You flew directly over him. You just wasn't looking.
It's way too far for me. It'd be like 15, 16 meters now.
Besides, swimming too far from his original location would have also reduced his chances of being saved, since rescue teams would no longer know where to look. As the sky got darker and the rescue plane failed to spot him multiple times, the frustration was beginning to set in.
There's a plane
Oh,
coming back.
no.
There's a rescue boat way over there. Helpful, that...
The salty seawater was also making him extremely dehydrated, worsening his chances of survival by the minute. However, Jacob was experienced enough to know that panicking or getting angry wouldn't do any good. The right thing to do was to stay put while exerting the least amount of effort. After drifting in the middle of nowhere for over 6 hours, he was finally spotted by a helicopter.
6 hours just floating in the middle of the ocean on your own, bruh. Bro, I'd have passed out.
And brought to safety on a rescue boat. With the sun nearly below the horizon, he came dangerously close to losing his life that day. Fortunately, he was able to recover with no permanent injuries.
Well, that's good to hear.
On the 26th of May 2013, a group of 3 tugboats was trying to stabilize an oil tanker during a harsh storm nearly 20 miles or 32 kilometers off the coast of Nigeria. That's when one of the boats, named Jaskin 4, got hit by a massive rogue wave. This capsized the boat, causing it to sink rapidly and disappear below the water surface within seconds. The company behind this operation, West African Ventures, immediately set off a rescue mission. However, the harsh weather made any immediate rescue efforts near impossible. They eventually sent a helicopter to look for any survivors who managed to swim back to the surface. Unfortunately, even after a full day of searching, they didn't find a single member of the Jaskin 4's crew who was still alive. This left the company with no choice but to presume the crew deceased and begin a body recovery diving mission instead. The task of retrieving...
This is where I remember this. This one is crazy, dude.
The remains was handed down to 6 saturation divers.
This when that dude was still alive in the sunken ship all the way at the bottom.
Laying underwater oil pipes nearby. The only reason they were chosen for the task was because they were the closest to the site of the incident. Still, it took them around a day to reach the site and begin looking for Jaskin 4. The harsh waves had shifted its position significantly from where it capsized, causing even more time lost before the retrieval mission could begin. Unfortunately, that was far from the only hurdle the rescue divers would face on this mission. Once they located the Jaskin 4 and dove down to it, they discovered that the boat had turned upside down. It was now resting on its primary mast, which could collapse at any time.
Yep.
Due to significant pirate activity in that area, all of the Jaskin 4's entrances were also locked shut, forcing the divers to use specialized underwater torches just to gain access. Sadly, their assumption turned out to be correct. By the afternoon of the 28th of May, 2 days after Jaskin 4 had sunk, the rescue team managed to recover the remains of 4 crew members.
2 days after.
Though 2 were still missing. But just as all hope seemed lost, one of the divers, named Tony Walker, made an incredible discovery. For some context, Tony was being instructed on what to do by his supervisor, Colby Veritz, from the surface. Tony was also inhaling a gas mixture which was partially helium, making his voice higher. While looking around the upside-down boat, he came across what looked like a human hand. He assumed it belonged to yet another fallen crew member.
Yep.
But to his surprise, the hand moved and grabbed him back.
Dude. I think almost everybody's seen this video right here. Could you imagine, bro?
Alright, so you should be walking on the ceiling, yeah? Okay. What's that? Okay. Alright, you found one, yeah? He's alive, he's alive.
Bro.
Okay, keep him there, keep him there.
Heat with the 10, W, heat with the 10.
Alright, just hold him there, okay? Just keep him there. No, I don't know what we're gonna do. Alright, just keep him there and keep him calm, okay? Alright, just reassure him, pat him on the shoulder.
Could you imagine being in a sunken boat in the middle of the ocean, everybody's dead, and you're at the bottom of the ocean in an air pocket in a ship, and a diver actually comes and saves you 2 days after?
Okay.
Bro.
This was 29-year-old Harrison O'Kenny, Jaskin 4's resident cook. After over 60 hours underwater, Harrison was somehow still alive. He also seemed quite aware of everything that was going on around him and remained calm to help the rescuers do their job.
In complete darkness,
Apparently,
too.
Harrison was in the bathroom when the boat capsized. He tried to rush to the emergency latch, but water rushed in and trapped the crew inside. To his knowledge, Harrison was the only one who managed to survive after creating a makeshift indoor raft from plywood, cardboard, and a mattress. After finding him, rescuers gave him fresh water and a harness to keep him close. However, the divers knew they didn't have much time to plan a proper rescue mission. You see, the air pocket Harrison was in was about to run out, likely in less than an hour. Harrison could end up suffocating if they didn't act quick enough. On the other hand, they couldn't just strap him into a rope and pull him back to the surface. He had already spent over 2.5 days in an extremely high-pressure environment.
Crazy.
Taking him to the surface too quickly could have caused decompression sickness, which in extreme cases can also be lethal. Fortunately, due to their job of installing underwater oil pipes, the divers were uniquely equipped to deal with these exact issues. More specifically, they had a pressurized diving bell attached to the vessel, which they put Harrison in after consulting a doctor. Had this been a standard diving crew with regular scuba gear, they wouldn't have had anything to keep Harrison alive. Once back on the surface, he also had to spend some more time in a decompression chamber to avoid decompression sickness, and was fairly okay after that. However, while he recovered physically, the mental trauma of being trapped in an upside-down boat on the ocean floor for over 2 days with no idea if anyone was coming to save him left him with PTSD, something he is still recovering from to this day.
Craziest survival story ever.
On December 13, 2013, YouTuber Kodiak Thunder uploaded a video showing a near-death experience he had while diving.
Oh, Lord.
Unlike many other divers, Kodiak's motive wasn't to just dive as deep as he could or reach some underwater landmark. Instead, his diving sessions were more about catching fish and crustaceans by hand or with a spear gun. But while chasing a lobster, he swam too far into an underwater cave. He managed to catch the lobster he was after, but when he turned around, he had no idea how to get out.
Oh, nah. Bro, what you even doing in here, man? Go home! This is what hunger does to someone. Buddy, someone who's hungry doesn't have the money for diving equipment to go hunt lobsters in the bottom of the ocean. Dog. Like, what? What?
Fortunately, after swimming around in the cave for a few minutes, he was able to find the exit and swim out without any trouble. However, this was incredibly lucky. The thing is, diving on its own is incredibly dangerous.
True.
A single distraction can quickly spiral into an irreversible tragedy.
True, I know.
But unless they're very deep, divers at least have the option to just swim up to the surface and wait for rescue. Though, not with cave diving. One of the primary hazards in a cave is the environment itself. Unlike the open ocean, many underwater caves have
there's soot on the wall, so if you kick up soot from the wall, you can't find your way out.
floors covered in extremely fine silt. A poorly controlled fin kick, or even the exhaust bubbles from a regulator hitting the ceiling can dislodge this sediment. This creates a silt out, a condition where the water's visibility drops to absolute zero instantly. Divers' high-powered lights become useless, and in some extreme cases, the diver can't even see their own hands, let alone their surroundings. This also makes them unable to see their gauges or the guidelines. In short, they no longer know where they're going, where they're supposed to go, or whether they're getting the right gas mixture. At best, they can keep swimming and hope the cave is straight enough to eventually lead them away from the murky water.
Look at all them air tanks,
if they can't monitor their gases, nitrogen poisoning can become a serious problem. It impairs both their cognitive and motor function, leaving them to take their final breaths in the cave unless someone is there to rescue them. Even then, rescue isn't always an option. Many underwater caves are extremely narrow, and with tanks and other essential gear, navigating these tight spaces becomes even harder. In most cases, there isn't even enough room to turn around. So if one diver passes out, the others can get trapped behind them and lose their lives there as well.
I don't either.
One of the most well-known cases of this exact scenario happened on February 6, 2014, when a team of 5 Finnish cavers visited Norway to go cave diving through Plura Cave. All 5 of them were veteran cave divers and knew exactly what they were doing. They even had mapped out the exact route they planned to follow.
Oh my goodness, why? Dude, why?
However, as they were crossing the narrowest section of the cave, the cylinder of one of the divers got stuck, preventing him from moving forward and blocking the others behind him. The chaos of the situation resulted in 2 of the divers panicking, failing to monitor their gauges, and passing away within minutes. The other 3 barely made it out alive as well. One had to squeeze past the stuck diver by removing his gear and swimming the rest of the way, gasping for air from tiny pockets along the ceiling. The remaining 2 had to turn back and exit through the original entrance with almost no air left in their tanks. The fact that any of them made it out alive was nothing short of a miracle, highlighting the true horror of underwater cave diving. Because when things go even slightly wrong during a cave dive, even the most experienced and well-prepared divers can struggle to survive.
W video. Should anybody go cave dive? Who goes cave diving in here? Bro, there is thing I don't understand. Going caving or cave diving. It does not. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. You go like, y'all remember the Nutty Putty Cave incident where that dude got trapped in there in like the worst situation ever? You wouldn't catch me dead? No, you wouldn't catch me. You wouldn't catch me dead. Dead. Going caving up in there. You know who has some of the best cave diving stories on the internet? Mr. Ballin, dude. Dude, I remember being at, I've told the story for, bro, I remember being at work back in the day. I just have Mr. Ballin scary, like real stories on, bro. I'd be sitting there listening to Mr. Ballin's story all day at work. Have my AirPods in. I'd be sitting there listening to that.